So today we are continuing our series, and that brings us to Bundaberg.
So Bundaberg is a town on the coast of central Queensland, and it's famous for being one of the biggest farming towns in Australia.
Which is why me and Luke both went to Bundaberg to complete our 88 days regional work, which was a rule that you had to do, which you don't need to do anymore if you've got a UK passport. But yeah, that's the reason that we went to Bundaberg. A lot of people don't realise that they actually know Bundaberg. But if you're in Australia and you look closely to a few things, you'll notice that one, the Bundaberg drinks are obviously from Bundaberg. Bundaberg raw sugar. There's loads of sugarcane farms in Bundaberg, and that's where the sugar is sourced from. And you also have Bundaberg rum. There's a huge distillery in Bundaberg, and it's very famous for its rum, which I've tried, and yeah, I think it was quite nice actually.
The rum?
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was alright, like it wasn't amazing.
It wasn't quite Captain Morgan's, but it was.
No. So yeah, Bundaberg's actually famous for quite a few
quite a
things.
lot, yeah. Like Jess said, we spent around 4 months in Bundaberg doing our farm work. We were actually working on farms outside of the town, but today we're going to talk about the town and our experience there and everything that happened. It was a pretty eventful time for us, a really cool experience doing our farm work there.
I feel like this with most places though, I make the most of where I am. So I actually started doing yoga classes, I did the park runs. I really made use of my time there because that's what we called home for 4 months. So genuinely, I really enjoyed it.
One thing about Bundaberg at the time, because the farm work, everything was so big at that time, the town was full of backpackers, English people, like everyone our age. So it was a really... That's what made it so good.
Yeah.
You felt quite at home there, and there was good nightlife and stuff because of that.
Yeah.
I reckon now, because
I don't think there's
no farm work, I can imagine the town is completely different.
That's true actually, because obviously when we used to go on nights out, it would be full of young people.
You wouldn't find anyone from Bundaberg really.
Sometimes.
The odd people.
Yeah.
Most of them were backpackers doing the farm work, so.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And that's so sad.
Like all around the town, it was just backpackers, and that's what made it so good.
I think so. I think that's really sad.
We were like the last lot.
We was, yeah.
One of the last lots to actually do it there.
Experience it. I'd say it's probably one of my top experiences in Australia.
Same with me.
But it's because of the experience, I guess.
The actual town is pretty small.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on, so I think if we went back for like a normal life, probably wouldn't be the same.
I would actually settle there.
It was nice. I'd settle on the coast though, probably not in the town.
To be fair, when we first arrived, we actually did stay in Bargara, which is a beach town up from Bundaberg. It's like 10-minute drive. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
It's cool to see Bundaberg because it's very different to Sydney, Brisbane, whatever.
Completely.
Where it's just tourists. You don't really feel like you're in Australia so much. You feel like you're just in any other big city half the time.
Yeah.
But Bundaberg, you feel like you're in Australia. You're surrounded by old farmers and just you get the full experience.
The full experience, literally. Yeah. Which I think that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah.
So, if you are thinking about taking a little trip to Bundaberg, then these are some of the top attractions you can find.
So, number one is the Bundaberg rum distillery. Obviously, we said about how famous Bundaberg rum is, and they have the main distillery there where they get all the rum from, and you can obviously do a tour. You can do like rum tasting and stuff. We didn't actually do it, but I think a few people did that we knew. So you can go there for the day, try some of the rum. Yeah, because they have the rum distillery and the
Bundaberg drink,
like the soft drink.
If you've not tried
ginger beer and stuff.
Yeah, that's a big one, ginger beer. They even do it in New Zealand, the ginger beer. Well, they do the Bundaberg drinks in New Zealand, but not all the flavours. They're really expensive, yeah, but
unbelievable.
They were Luke's after farm drink.
Do you remember every day after farm I'd have noodles and a Bundaberg drink?
Health. The next one is Bundaberg Botanical Gardens. Like I said in the last video, is it Australia without botanical gardens? Obviously, it's not one of the best ones we've ever been to. However, can I just say they did have turtles?
They did have turtles?
Yeah.
And they all came over to us?
They did, yeah. I don't know if I've still got the video.
And you were like, all the animals love us today, don't they?
All the animals just love us today, don't they?
I've got it on my phone. You know, they all love us today. So yeah, it's nice. We went there once, didn't we?
Yeah, once.
But it's nice if you want a bit of nature, somewhere to just walk around. It's definitely a good spot. So the next one is to check out the beaches around Bundaberg, because Bundaberg's slightly inland, so you can check out Bulgara Beach, which is where we met. On the beachfront. It's really nice. There's also a place called Elliot Heads, which is a big just beach area. I went there Christmas Day. I went there Christmas and it's nice. It's pretty chill. It's like a little beach town, but I can imagine when the weather's nice, it's pretty nice chilling there. And
there's a lot of nice wildlife as well around the beaches and stuff. There were a lot of kangaroos, wasn't there?
There's so many kangaroos. So many kangaroos.
Yeah, it was cool. So if it is season, then it's very good to go whale watching in Bundaberg, because, so if you remember when I spoke about in our Byron Bay video, I was there in July, end of July. We seen humpback whales. So the time I was in Bagara, the whales have migrated up the east coast to Bagara, and it's the perfect spot to do whale watching because they do a lot of tours. And
another cool thing is at the right time of year, you can see all the little baby turtles being born. You know Mon Repos, the beach that I showed you last night, the big one. They it's really famous for the turtles come and hatch their babies there.
So cute.
So the next one to do in Bundaberg is Alexandra Park Zoo. It's just a small little zoo in Bundaberg, not like one of the major zoos, but I think it's got some pretty cool animals that you can check out.
So if you are in Bundaberg, or for any reason, and you're wanting to get out of Bundaberg, there is a few spots that you can go to a few hours away from Bundaberg. We did try one of these spots, didn't we? That is Mount Walsh National Park, where it was so cool. It was really cool.
We didn't actually go together.
We didn't go together, but it was very good. You trek through some jungle, and then you've got these massive rock pools that you can just swim in. They're so blue.
You jump off the rocks as well into the water.
Yeah, some people have been very silly that day.
Really? It's crazy how deep, you gotta be careful, but it's crazy how deep the water was.
Yeah.
You could jump off the top. I smashed my elbow that day. I literally smashed my elbow.
Because you're all bloody running across it. It's silly. It's very slippy, so be careful.
Very slippy. Such a cool place, and it's about an hour and a bit drive from Bundaberg, right in the forest. So the next one is Agnes Water. It's about an hour and a bit, I think, drive from Bundaberg, and it's a really cool beach town with some amazing beaches. Just, yeah, really nice place to spend a day or two.
And the next one is Fraser Island, which is down from Bundaberg. We didn't get to do this, but I've actually heard very, very good reviews about Fraser Island.
It's the biggest sand island in Australia.
Oh, clever clogs.
Yeah. We always say one bad thing about the place we've been to, and the negative thing about Bundaberg for us was how quiet it was. That could be nice at times, because it was nice to be somewhere quite quiet, but there wasn't a lot going on, and if you were staying there for a long time, like, you probably would get quite bored. There's also not that many good shops.
No, not really.
I guess if you want to go shopping, it's not.
To be honest, bad things about Bundaberg, there is that, but you know what? It's funny, because before I went there, I got told not to. By 3 different people, I got told not to go because they've had the worst time there, and I didn't listen. Well, I kind of listened to them, but then I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to try it, and look, it turned out to be one of the best experiences that I had. I met Luke, had amazing memories, so that's your sign to not listen to people and just, do things for yourself and experience it for yourself.
So when should you visit Bundaberg? We recommend either August to November or March till May. These are the months where it's going to be warm but not peak summer.
Yeah.
We were there, our last month there was December, and it was so hot, wasn't it?
It was hot.
It was so hot. And bear in mind, we were on a farm with zero shade. It was so hot. If you want to avoid that, then go just before and just after summer.
I can't believe we used to work in them vines and not feel scared. Where to stay? Now this is just going to be silly, really, because if you're not going for farm work, you're not going to want to stay in a hostel. You can get some really nice Airbnbs, and I imagine there is some nice hotels, because when we stayed in Bagara, there was a big, huge hotel, wasn't there? Remember? There is nice hotels. Yeah. So yeah, if you're there for leisure,
we can only comment on what we've actually stayed in, though. We did stay in a house for most of it.
We did.
I went to Elliot's hostel.
But yeah, there is hostels, because it is a backpacker-based place, like people that go there to do their farm work. So if you're not living there, you're not from Bundaberg, then you need somewhere to stay. So yeah, I guess the most common one is Dingo Blues Hostel, which is actually used to be an old prison.
Did it?
Yeah, I think so.
You just make that up?
I might have just made that up.
I swear you just made that up.
No, I'm pretty sure.
It's a prison.
Used to be Summit.
Summit. To be Summit.
So there was that one.
North Bundy Backpackers.
North Bundy Backpackers.
Proper hostel. To be honest, they've probably gone out of business now. There's no backpackers, haven't they?
And also some of the hostels, if you did stay in a hostel, used to help you find your farm work. But yeah, we stayed in a house and a motel, which is actually still there. So if you were actually in Bagara, used to be a hotel right next to the beach, right next to the Bagara Beach Hotel. It used to be called the Palms. I don't know if it's still called the Palms. It might be. But yeah, it used to be a motel, and that's where we stayed.
Yeah, that's where we met. So how can you get to Bundaberg? Pretty much just drive or get the train that runs up the coast there from Brisbane. If you want to fly, you can fly. I think there's like a couple of flights a day, but it was way more expensive to fly.
Yeah.
Better off just getting the train or just driving. Or the coach. I got a coach actually. Yeah, but driving.
So our ratings for Bundaberg as a place.
That's the thing, as a place, because the experience was way higher, but the place.
As a place, it's, you know, Bundaberg is 7, Bagara probably an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Our experience, say a good 9.5.
I'd say a good 9.5.
There was rocky bits of that experience.
But that's what made it good. If
But
it's just all like, I'd actually have the same ratings, to be fair.
You ever interested in going to Bundaberg?
Yeah, or you just stopping by there on your East Coast journey. It's probably like, might as well spend the day there. It's a nice little place.
What if you've done your farm work there? Let us know what your experience was like. Yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to stay for the next part of our Australia.
Comment where you think it will be.
Yeah, because you probably don't expect it.
Probably won't guess.
Yeah, correct. And we'll see you in the next video.